to the folk. Snoop, Doggy Dogg, and Dr. Dre is at the door, ready to make an entrance, so back on up, cause you know we're about to rip shit up.
Necessity.
So, the word necessity itself is pretty self-explanatory, but it does have a concrete definition when applied to legal defenses. Necessity can be used as a defense in a situation where a breach in the law was unavoidable, or the harm caused by breaking the law was lesser than the possible consequences of obeying said law. Say, for example, your wife goes into labor in the middle of the night, and you drive her to the hospital, despite the fact you weren't able to find your driver's license before leaving the house. Or you decide to throw a wrench at somebody, and someone else asks you,
if you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball.
What? Are you sure that this is completely necessary?
Necessary? Is it necessary for me to drink my own urine?
Probably not.
No, but I do it anyway because it's sterile and I like the taste.
Of course, the actus reus is present in all cases, but whether or not mens rea is applicable is debatable. One could say the defendant was aware that they were breaking the law, and that's enough to say that they had a guilty mind. However, the argument can be made that they were aware of the unlawfulness of their actions, but they had no intention to cause distress and were reluctant to perform said actions.
I did not hit her. It's not true. It's bullshit. I did not hit her. I did not. Oh, hi, Mark.
Because of this gray area, the court, instead of looking at the defendant's state of mind, looks at the value of the actions they took to avoid harm. The defense of necessity does have its limits, however. For example, no case of killing a person due to trespassing has ever been eligible for a necessity defense.
Honey? Honey, he's doing it again.
Hey! Hey! Get the f*** off my lawn!
In 1979, a group of Colombian drug smugglers were transporting a large amount of marijuana from Colombia to Alaska using a route that traversed Canada's Pacific coast. After about 3/4 of the trip, the weather and possible engine damage caused the captain to dock in a small bay near the Sydney Inlet. Upon their arrival, a call went out to the mounted police force, who proceeded to raid the vessel, arresting 21 crew members and seizing all 634 bales of cannabis aboard the ship. 2 men, however, escaped the raid. Navigator William Perka and Paul Nelson managed to escape and survive 8 days in the wilderness before finally being apprehended. The trial took place in 1984, about 5 years later. Most of the crew members were sent back to their home countries, and the ship was escorted back to Victoria to be inspected. Mechanics found that the ship was in sound condition and did not withstand the engine damage that was claimed. The defense testified that they did not intend to dock in Canada and only did so to prevent a possibly fatal ship malfunction. The Crown argued that the crew began moving supplies onto shore, giving the notion that they intended to remain in Canada. William Perka and Jamie Marin were later charged in the U.S. for their withstanding warrants in unrelated cases. While the defense of necessity was not fully accepted in this case, the testimony was strong enough to excuse all involved from arrest in Canada. If the cases proceed to become an action of necessity, then the defendant is in most cases excused of all charges. This only comes, however, after much delegation from both the judge and jury, who weigh the actions of the defendant against the severity of the law breached.
Could be okay waiting here by yourself?
Yeah, whatever.
Sir, if you'd like to smoke, you need to be another 20 feet from the door.
So roll me further, bitch.
Man that you knew on the corner, seen come up and
The owner, seem throw up, West Side, California. I'm hot as Phoenix, Arizona. I'm Utah, I got multiple. It's a new law. Keep a hold of your riches, dumb. Don't spend it as soon as you get it. And recognize I'm a captain, you a lieutenant. I can say what I wanna say, ain't nothing to it. Gangsta rap made me do it.